Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
Record.
There you go.
Yeah, it's funny that we were going to start off Thursday doing this first show of the season, and what lo and behold,
Yep,
it all ended. I'm gonna put the blame on us or not the blame, the accolades on us that we got the baseball season started. So
right, we'll take full credit for it. So
yeah, well, sure, why not? So so hopefully we will be seeing some hits off the monster this year after all.
Yes, God, yeah.
So many changes, man. So many changes out of this new CBA. I think the biggest one is, I don't know, between the DH and the what else were we talking about?
DH and the shift.
And the shift, right? Yeah, the shift is. Could you imagine Ortiz playing 10 years ago with the shift being legal?
Oh my God, man.
Or illegal?
Right. It would just. That's gonna. I think the impact on that is going to be kind of the reverse of what they're trying to do. They're trying to increase pace of play, all that stuff. Now that you've done that, sure, you get another out, but you're going to see guys' numbers drop a lot.
Yeah, I think your elite pitchers are going to be upset too.
Right.
Because your elite pitchers can pitch to contact and get those outs that were easy before.
Right, exactly. If a pitcher makes his pitch, even if a guy hits into the shift, it's still going to be an out. Like they could do that, but now, that's why I never had a problem with the shift. I mean, if hitters are complaining about it, well, then go the opposite direction. Shit, Ortiz did it himself.
Like, it just seemed like, I mean, they were shifting for guys hitting, like Jackie Bradley Jr. hitting one something. That's why I think you saw a change, because it was so over dramatized, the shift over the last 10 years. And you could blame Madden down in Tampa Bay. Everybody gives him this title of the professor of the shift, but the shift's been going on for decades. Ted Williams was shifted against. I listen to him talk about it all the time.
Right. It's not anything new, and it definitely isn't something that came about in the last 10 years. It's just how they did it. It was a different approach to it, but let's put a shortstop over here and let's do this. Like, okay, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it is, man. It's going to be a different season. It really is, just with these things going on. And I'm excited for the DH in the National League. At first, I was one of those against it. Like, I thought, you know what, they should just get rid of the DH altogether and, go back to that way. But since, I kind of gave in, like, okay, everybody knows it's coming, it's happening. Now I'm kind of sitting here like, okay, they're going to launch this on the National League this year. So now these teams that were built around not having a DH, now you're inserting a guy, and what does that change for you?
Yeah, you're extending so many careers now.
Right.
Albert Pujols, I mean, he's beyond retirement. I can run faster than him, and I'm 50 years old. It's painful to watch that guy run. Don't get me wrong, he's done so much for the game, and he's 21 home runs away from the big number of 700, but now he has a second life because he can go
somebody's going to sign him.
St. Louis. St. Louis would be silly not to sign him for cheap money. They're going to bring in the money from ticket sales just off of Pujols being back in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. Whether it's 1 or 2 years for a few million a year, and just going to look that way up and down the lineup for the National League. You get guys who are wrapping it up in the DH position in the last few years who are now going to just hop over to the National League and, just like Pujols, be able to extend their careers.
Right. And the other thing too, like a Pujols, he's holding on. A team like Arizona, now they can sign him just to put butts in the seats, and even though they're not going anywhere, and he still has a chance. He's not hurting anything by taking up that spot. He's just gonna hit.
Yeah. Nelson Cruz, another example.
Yeah,
probably go to the National League sometime. This, Cubs. Who knows? I mean, he knows he's got a good repertoire. Who did he play for last time? Did he play for Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for Minnesota and got traded to Tampa again.
That's right. He went to Tampa, and they kind of just the wheels fell off towards the end of the season. And our Red Sox came out of nowhere. Everybody was throwing them in the grave probably about July and August, and then they had the great run that they had. And let's talk about the Red Sox. What do we see them going forward? We got a bunch of 35, 40-year-old pitchers. Behind Chris Sale. We don't know what Chris Sale is going to look like. He didn't look good last year. Of course, Tommy John. It takes a little while to come back from Tommy John surgery. They've lost Rodriguez. Erod went to, I believe, Detroit. I believe.
Yeah. He went to Detroit.
So there goes your number 3 pitcher. So you got a bunch of guys who may make the roster or may not make the roster.
Right. You've got Sale, Pivetta, Valdi.
He's your number 2.
Then you go to then you go into Tanner Hoak, and then you get into your older guys. Rich Hill, Michael Walker. It's a big question mark as starting pitching for sure.
Yeah, Tanner Hoak is going to be an interesting one, I think, because we saw him come up. He's got the fastball. It's whether he added another pitch over the winter. I think putting him under Chris Sale's sort of speak.
Sales.
Yeah, I think he'll take off because he looks like a young Chris Sale. He looks like a right-handed Chris Sale.
He does.
So I think big things for Chris Sale. Relief pitching. We got Fight Club back. Philly Fight Club.
If we sign him, I'm good.
No, we did. We didn't yet. I thought we did.
I haven't seen it.
I'll have to do some research on that. But if we don't, it's gonna be crazy if we can come back because I
was disappointed that Rodon signed with the Giants. That was my target. I thought Rodon would fit in there because he fit into the plan of what Bloom's trying to do right now. Get some veteran pitching in there because you have some young arms. They just need to develop. So you get some, older guys that can squeak out some wins in the beginning of the season and see what happens with these younger guys as the season progresses. But that was a disappointment. But I think Joe Kelly's out there, Matt Barnes out there, Andrew Miller, which, Andrew Miller, he's way past his prime. Those days are gone. So it'll be interesting. But my and everybody bashes me for it, but I honestly think it's not going to be Tanner Hoak in the starting 5. I think it's going to be Garrett Whitlock. I think
Garrett Whitlock just seems like your closer to me because they don't really have a closer. Matt Bad News Barnes is not it. He's coming back. I saw him tweet some things, but he was just playing awful last year.
He was, and Whitlock does seem like a closer, but he's been extended longer than a closer last year. He went more than 3 outs a lot of the time, and I really think they were trying to stretch him out. And I have that feeling that they're looking at Whitlock more to be a starter than Tanner Hoak, at least right now. And then as the season progresses, who knows? But I don't know.
Position guys, you have Vasquez behind the plate. Calling balls and strikes. Third base, we got Devers. Shortstop, we got Bogarts, the X-Man. Almost forgot about Bogarts there. Second base is up in the air. First base is up in the air still.
It does. Reports are out there. We're the favorites to land Trevor Story. So that could change
that too.
Yeah.
What about the and the name slips my mind right now. I have to look it up here. Is the Japanese prospect?
Oh, Seiya Suzuki. Yeah.
Suzuki. Yeah. I thought the Red Sox were high up on him, but is he a first baseman or an outfielder?
He outfielder.
Outfielder. No, we need another outfielder to replace Renfroe too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We have the defensive replacement for Renfroe. We don't have the offensive replacement though.
No.
So,
Well,
and
there is a prospect that everybody keeps on forgetting about. Everybody got all up in arms. Oh, we traded Renfroe to Milwaukee, and all we got was JBJ. Well, we got Alex Benelis, who's a higher upcoming prospect, who very much could be in the majors this year. The only problem, he plays on the left side of the infield, so somebody's going to have to go to second base. I think Xander could probably do it if he really wanted to. I feel bad for him because we've basically thrown Xander back from shortstop to third base over the years. If you remember, he was at third base for quite a while too, before the Devers came up. So they're going to have to figure out that second base position, first base position.
Yeah,
you get JBJ. I mean, you put him in right field because that is the toughest right field to play in all of baseball, or do you just keep him in center because he's JBJ?
Right. I'd keep him in center just because of the territory he can cover. I mean, he's still fast, still get a read on a ball, and that center field.
Oh, we had a right fielder, the redhead with the beard.
Oh yeah, Verdugo.
Verdugo.
Yeah, we got Verdugo.
I'll tell you what, Verdugo's been. If they have good chemistry in that clubhouse, it's because guys like Verdugo. He's just character.
He is. His interaction with the fans is awesome. Like, he talks between innings. He, even before games, like, he's giving like tips on hitting and stuff to fans that are just like asking. And yeah, he's really just a cool dude.
Well, spring training officially starts tomorrow. I know a lot of guys have reported, even though it doesn't begin till tomorrow. And then I believe games start on the 19th. Opening day is the 7th. That's going to be quick. And next time we meet and get together, we'll have a better idea where all these free agents went, because guys like Scott Boras can't drag their feet like he loves to do. He loves the off season. Late January before his guys start signing, because he likes to drag things out. And I love that his feet are against the wall, or he's cornered on this by the GMs, where he has to make a decision for his guys. He might not get top dollar this time around if he wants to get his players paid. I believe Freeman is a Scott Boras guy, and there's another big free agent.
Freeman is, and then Correa is.
Correa, yep.
Correa
just seems like
interesting
to me.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be the Yankees, and although the Cubs are supposedly the favorite, but it'll be either Yankees, Cubs, or who knows, the Dodgers, because they just want to collect everybody.
Dodgers, right? I think that's the latest rumor, is Freeman to the Dodgers.
Yeah, Freeman to the Dodgers. Dodgers are pretty much linked to everybody. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if you hear
printing money out there.
Mike Trout.
I know California is, they're high up in the sky, so to speak, but are they just printing money?
Yeah, actually, what I've heard is their TV deal with Time Warner was, at the time, because it's been a few years, but at the time it was the highest. But they get, I don't know if it's called a royalty or whatever, but they get a kickback for their TV deal, and it doesn't matter how much viewership is or anything like that. So that's why they don't care about it.
Just like the Yankees with the Yes Network.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's a similar setup.
Network is massive out there, so it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, half their fans still can't see their games, and they don't care. They're getting paid the same no matter what. It doesn't matter. So they don't need to advertise as much or anything. It's all on Time Warner to do it, because they're just getting money for it, and that's where it comes from. They're printing money like crazy, and it's all because of that TV deal.
Well, that, and we won't see it this year, but I imagine the gate prices are going to skyrocket into 2023. And it'll be interesting because the Red Sox have a lot of open space. They really don't have a lot of contracts going into 2023. They have a lot of arbitration and young kids or arbitration, which that's going to be interesting. We'll get into that some other time with all the new arbitration money that these young kids are
Right.
going to start getting.
Right.
But they need to focus on Devers long
Yeah.
term, like they did
They
with
have.
Bogarts.
Yep.
Yeah,
They have
I
to
looked
get
at
that
their
back.
contracts. I couldn't believe we still got Manny Ramirez that I think we're paying $2 million a year. I think we're
Yep.
still paying, well, obviously we're still paying Pedroia. I think we had a couple more years left with him, which is small
Yeah.
money. It's a couple $1 million a piece, but
Right.
it
Still.
adds up. Yeah,
It does.
so my hope and goal, I think is a pitcher. I think it's easy. You want to see a pitcher, but
Yep.
my wish, I guess, is we both live out in Chicagoland area. I'd love this, and this is out of left field, maybe literally, or right field.
Yeah.
Rizzo, first base. What do you think of that?
Rizzo, great clubhouse guy, right? For one.
He would clean up the monster.
Yeah. Originally he was Theo's guy, and he was in Boston. Like he had a future in Boston. And then once Theo left, that was it. But I don't know. Like,
bring him back.
Rizzo
Restarted.
Yep. It would not be a bad fit. It wouldn't. For my heart, my stupid heart is set on Kyle Schwarber. I think Schwarber being younger and
not the most fleet of foot though.
He's not, but he can be a DH, and he would just love right field. Who cares about the shift?
We got JD. I mean,
yeah, we got JD.
Yeah, he's your DH.
Right.
They lose you, Jeremy? There you go.
There we go.
It's all right. Yeah, we're about wrapping up anyway, so we'll see next time what we got going on for free agency, if we've actually picked up any of our wish list, and see where somebody. I don't foresee there's going to be crazy money thrown around like the NFL, like an Aaron Rodgers getting or Freeman getting $50 million a year, which that's insane. It just shows you that MLB did the right thing, because they would have plummeted as far as the fan base if they didn't get the CBA signed. And it was all on the ownership. Yes, and I think that's why players got more off their list checked off than they might have in years past, because they know they were up against.
Right. Oh, did I lose you?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up, right? The owners and stuff, they got it done right in the right time. I mean, the deadlines, okay, were they fake deadlines? Sure, but it's all part of their tactics to get things done, and that, which is understandable. But what was really just kind of stunning to me was I was starting to get really just frustrated with the players, because every time, the talks would begin, all of a sudden there's another snag, and there's another this, and there's another that. And it's like, wait a minute here. It seems like the owners are giving in a little bit and just, trying to work for a compromise. But then all of a sudden there's this little snag that's been the case for a while, which nobody heard of. Come to find out, it's all of the 8 what is it there? The players leadership committee, all 8 players, 5 of them are Boris guys.
Yeah.
And it was a money grab by him. And so for the fact that the votes came out the way it did, that all 8 voted against it, but then the rest of the teams 26-4, that tells you right there who was holding it up.
Yeah. And that's it. It can't be the elite on top, because it's just going to wreck the industry. And thankfully, the silent majority got their vote in, and we're playing ball here in another week.
And here's the thing to keep in mind too: with this year, what I'm interested in is some of these deals that get signed by people who are not with Boris. Trevor Bauer, who obviously is not the greatest person right now for obvious reasons, but
I still love him in a Red Sox uniform. He's got that I don't know, wit about him.
He's I don't know what to make of him right now, but I do know his agent brokered the deal she took, I think it was like 5% the first year, and then hasn't taken anything else since. And she even, came out and said, why am I going to get money for something I have no impact on for future years? So I wonder if players are going to see that deal and start to kind of think that way, hey, I'll go with this agent so long as, okay, you take this percentage the first year, and then after that, we're good. And then go from there. Because this Boris thing has made it really, really dirty.
Yeah, and he's kind of played himself out of, I think, the bigger players over the last few years. Just him waiting out for way too long. And I think it's backfired. GMs understand it's like, okay, I just won't call you. You're not going to give me a reasonable amount, a reasonable salary, years. I'm just not going to call you. You're going to come to me. And he's put himself in that corner. And I don't, as a fan, I could care less because, Scott Boras is keeping our players off the field. It's not the players. The players want to play.
They do. Right. That was obvious. That was obvious with that vote. That 26-4 vote, they wanted to play. They were ready. It was just those top guys that were like, nope, I don't think so. We're fighting for the future. It's like, no, you're not. You're not.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Well, let's wrap this up. See what our wish list looks like next time. And we'll be talking more on the roster, see where we're going to head that direction for our Red Sox.
Yep.
All right. Have a great day.
Absolutely, man. All right. Talk